Hello, welcome to Apocalypse Otaku. I'm your host Shar, and I am here to give you your anime voice actor birthdays, your Adult Swim schedule. I have some JoJo news, and I also have your new releases that came out today, as far as DVDs and Blu-ray go. So we'll start with the anime voice actor birthdays, and there are none today. So next, we'll go over to the new releases that came out today. There's not very many of them. There's only 5. First one is Boruto Naruto Next Generations Set 11, episodes 141 through 155. Next one is Doomed Megalopolis. And next one is Girls und Panzer das Finale, Part 2. Hi Bene Rename. Okay. And then finally, Ruby Volume 8. And those are your releases for today. So now we're going to talk a little bit about JoJo. A specific JoJo, to be, honest, is Joseph Joestar. The title is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. 10 things Joseph taught his parts 2 through 4 companions. And this is on CBR.com if you want to check it out. Joseph was able to teach his companions many important things in parts 2 through 4 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. You're thinking, was he in that many? Yes. He was. He was in part 2. He was in part 3. Or if you want to call it season 3. But they're arcs. So it's arc 1, arc 2, arc 3, and arc 4. And he was only in arc 4, for brief stints, when, he was taking care of the baby or he was going around with Josuke or Jotaro. So, let's go on with the story. As a member of the Joestar bloodline, Joseph Joestar from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has fought and taken down some of the greatest threats to mankind. Joseph is a clever hero who isn't afraid to challenge stronger villains. From the Pillar Men to Dio, even in old age, Joseph courageously puts himself in harm's way to help defeat Kira Yoshikage. Joseph Joestar rarely fights alone and always has companions to fight along his side. As a protagonist, he teaches his allies many lessons about what it means to be a hero. Even when other characters underestimate him, Joseph shows through his actions how capable he truly is. Okay, so starting with number 10, Joseph shows that risks pay off. Joseph surprises his allies by using unconventional methods in battle, which often pays off in the end. In Battle Tendency, which is number 2, Joseph shows Santana to partially pull him into his body to attack Santana from the inside. Though Joseph's plan fails, the slight damage he does to Santana starts the chain of events that forces Santana outside. Joseph Joestar proves that a risky decision can be the key to defeating powerful enemies. He convinces Wamo to allow him time to train by appealing to his honor. Despite how easily Wamo could have killed him, Joseph shows how risk potentially saves lives. Number 9. Joseph shows how impactful a friendship can be. Joseph Joestar forms strong bonds with friends as he travels around the world. He teaches both his allies and his enemies how the closest friendships continue to influence events after death. Joseph uses the defeated Caesar's scarf to help bring about Wamu's death. As his last resort. Through his victory, he teaches how a friend's memory lends strength in the darkest moments. Joseph once again shows the impact of friendship when he tells Dio that Kakyoin was the one who discovered the world's abilities in Stardust Crusaders. He honors his friend's sacrifices through his life without fail. Number 8. He proves that clear, invincible enemies can be stopped. Throughout the seasons he appears in, Joseph faces off against enemies of unfathomable power that come close to winning. However, Joseph finds ways to defeat challenging enemies, as seen when he defeats Ultimate Cars by sending him into space. He shows his remaining companions that there are ways to stop enemies without having to kill them. When Joseph dies in Dio in Stardust Crusaders, his spirit visits Jotaro and gives him advice on how to bring Dio down. Even when situations seem impossible, he continues to believe that his allies can succeed. Joseph teaches the importance of not giving up. 7. He teaches Jotaro about the origin of his stand. Joseph teaches Jotaro about stand abilities after Jotaro mistakes Star Platinum for an evil spirit. He informs Jotaro about the Joestar's bloodline connection to Dio and the fate that destines them to bite each other. Joseph's bloodline enables Jotaro to learn about the threat that Dio poses and the importance of defeating him. With the help of Joseph's Hermit Purple ability, he gives Jotaro a look at Dio's physical appearance and brings Avdol into the mystery. When Holly's stand begins to destroy her, Joseph explains that killing Dio is the only way to save her, which sets up the plot. Number 6. Joseph teaches his allies not to underestimate his age. When Joseph visits Morio to investigate Kira Yoshikage, he shows the signs of aging. Joseph's forgetfulness annoys both Josuke and Jotaro enough for them to consider Joseph as a liability rather than actual help. When Joseph accidentally pushes the invisible baby stroller into the lake, Josuke calls him useless. However, Joseph surprises Josuke by using his own blood to reveal the baby's location. Joseph teaches Josuke through his actions that he is still a capable person, despite how frail he appears. Although older Joseph appears weak, he alerts Josuke to Achtung baby's presence before Josuke even notices it. Number 5. Joseph teaches his friends to pick their battles. Joseph warns Caesar in Battle Tendency not to fight the Pillarmen without being prepared. Although Caesar refuses to listen, Joseph's hesitancy turns out to be justified when Caesar attacks the Pillarmen early and dies. Joseph shows the other Hamon users that he tends to spend the time the Pillarmen gave him wisely, rather than become overconfident. Joseph repeatedly cautions the other Stardust Crusaders about Dio's supernatural strength and reminds them about the task's difficulty. He tells Avdol in the fight against Mariah that he picks his battles when doing so is necessary. 4. He teaches his He teaches how perseverance leads to victory. Joseph works tirelessly to meet the expectations of being a Joestar. Joseph doesn't let the Pillarmen's power deter him from giving his all in mastering Hamon. When Joseph nearly falls to climb the Hell Climb pillar in Battle Tendency, he uses his momentum to launch himself above the oil sheet with his remaining strength. Both Caesar and Lisa show admiration for Joseph's problem-solving skills while under stress. Joseph's dedication to defeating Mariah in Stardust Crusaders helps him and Avdol gain the upper hand. He shows his companions that persistent effort often leads to victory. Number 3, he shows how to use an enemy's ability against them. Joseph sets an example for his companions by using his cleverness to turn his opponent's abilities against them. Joseph defeats Wamu in Battle Tendency by tricking Wamu into sucking up oil with his atmospheric rift. He similarly outsmarts SDC by using trick rope as a Hamon conduit to bypass his veins. Joseph turns his enemies' strengths against them in ways that his companions didn't expect or don't expect. He proves equally capable of turning stands on their users, as seen when he works with Avdol to crush Mariah with her stand's magnetism. Joseph shows how opponents' strengths can also become weaknesses. Number 2, we're almost there. Joseph teaches how to have a sense of humor. Joseph possesses a sense of humor that his companions lack. He tests his opponents in amusing ways, even if the characters he's interacting with are intimidating. In Battle Tendency, Joseph tries to play tag with Santana to test his friendliness. Despite the horror of everyone around him, after the Stardust Crusaders' victory over Dio, Joseph pretends to be possessed by Dio as a joke. Joseph holds a reputation for predicting out loud what his opponents will say in response to being outsmarted. He never misses the opportunity to make a joke, no matter what the predicament he's in. And finally, number 1. Joseph teaches his companions the importance of honor. Joseph stops at nothing to protect the world. Yet he shows respect for enemies when they fight fairly. After Joseph defeats Wamu, he recognizes Wamu as a warrior and offers him blood to lessen the pain of his death. Out of honor, Joseph only acknowledges Wamu's nobler qualities, despite his past evil deeds. Joseph shows far less generosity toward opponents like Dio or Cars, who act for entirely selfish reasons. He judges enemies accordingly and perform acts out of kindness that his less forgiving companions like Caesar avoid. Joseph refuses to ignore his moral code, no matter who he battles. I know I keep just throwing lists at you guys, but that's all I get on anime right now. Now we're going to go on to the Adult Swim. For Tuesday, November 23rd. Starting at 9 o'clock, we have King of the Hill. At 10 o'clock, Bob's Burgers. 11 o'clock, we have American Dad. And at midnight, we have Rick and Morty. 1 a.m., Aqua Teen Hunger Force. 1:30 is going to be the Venture Brothers. At 2 o'clock, American Dad. 2:30, Rick and Morty. 3:30, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. At 4 a.m., Mr. Pickles. 4:15 is going to be Tigtone. 4:30 is going to be King of the Hill. And if you're still awake at 5 a.m., it's going to be Bob's Burgers. If you guys aren't subscribed, please go ahead and do that now. Hit that subscription button, ring that bell, and if you like what we're talking about, give us a thumbs up. And also, share us with people who love anime or the MCU or both. Because as you've seen, we do talk about anime and in the MCU. So, on that note, I will see you guys tomorrow in the next video.